Hi everyone, Marcus here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today we're gonna do some INDYCAR terms that I'm gonna explain to you like you're a 5-year-old. Push to pass is extra boost. Like Mario Kart, when you press the extra boost, you go extra fast, and that's push to pass. Dirty air is when you're really close behind someone and you don't get the air on your wings. You need air on your wings to get grip. So behind someone, you get the dirty air and less grip. Clean air is the opposite. You have no one ahead of you, you get all the air you need on your wings, so it generates a lot of downforce, pushes the car down, which equals more grip. So overcut and undercut. Overcut is basically you go longer than your competition before a pit stop. So if they pit on lap 20, you pit on lap 22, then it's an overcut. And the other way around, if they pit on lap 20, you pit on lap 18, you're doing an undercut. Yeah, so the black primary tire is a harder compound, and a harder compound normally means a slower compound but a more durable compound, versus the alternate, the red tire, which is more grippy but less durable. Fuel save is basically you try and save fuel so you can be more flexible on pit strategy. You can make shorter pit stops because you have less fuel to put in the car when you're doing the pit stops. And the way you do fuel save is usually you lift off the throttle by the end of the straights. That's most efficient fuel save. Lift and coast is what I said before about fuel save. It's basically lifting off the throttle before you're braking, but you have a bit of a split between that. So you might lift and then you go a second or so and then you brake, instead of just going straight from throttle to brake. So our INDYCAR tires, Firestone tires, work best in when they're hot, warm. Basically on an outlap though, we don't have tire warmers, so they take a lap or two to get up to temperature. And that's why you say quite tricky sometimes on cold tires out of the pits, because you are not having that temperature, which doesn't have the grip you are used to. A loose race car is a car that's on the oversteer side, so you turn and the rear wants to come around, and so that's normally when you call it a loose race car. Flat spot is when you are locking up normally the front tires and create like a flat spot on the rubber on the tire that creates vibration and tend to lock again and do more flat spots, so it's something you really don't want to get. Marbles is the small rubber pieces that comes off the tires when they wear and normally ends up on the track off the racing line. That's why sometimes you see, especially on an oval, if you go high outside the racing line, you go in the marbles and then there's no grip because you get all those rubber pieces on your tires and then you usually slip up into the wall. Stint is the amount of, between pit stops basically. So every stint is, depending on the track length, could be 15, 20, 30, 50 laps. But it's basically the amount of laps you do before you have to come into the pits and fuel the car. Spotter is what we have in our ear, so it's our extra set of eyes that helps us out on the track. So you can see on an INDYCAR we have very small mirrors, and especially on an oval it's really hard to look and see exactly what's going on in those mirrors. So we have someone sitting normally high up above the grandstands in the sky and looking and helping us and talking to us on the radio, and that's a spotter. So outlap is basically when you come out of the pits, you have cold tires and it's about to get the temperature in the tires and go as fast as possible, which is tricky because we don't have tire warmers in INDYCAR. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and let me know what you want to know next time and what else you want to see on the channel.